So continuing on with 212, so we've talked about the climate changes and the Earth's a living organism, and it has to resolve this conflict, and it's bigger than us. It's going to happen whether or not we're praying to it or not. It's bigger than us. Then we've got the reptilian agenda, which is, in this day and age, is the people in control of this world, and the ones who've been manipulating this world to such a point of crisis and debt and starvation and fear. So with those two working alongside each other, then we've got this sense that above the Earth there's an administration body, because we're not here alone. The Earth didn't just sort of create itself out of nothing. This Big Bang theory is not right. It's not true. Pretty much guaranteed that anything you learn at school is actually crap. Darwinism is so crap. Our history, our biology, our science, our religion, our legal system, our geography, it's all so wrong. We've been so denied the truth of our true past and our true history and our true sense of who we are. So essentially the Earth was created by a group of entities and I would recommend you read a book called The Gaia Project about this, because they put it really quite nicely. The Earth was created as a living university where entities from all over the solar system, you and me, and we've been here this whole time, were asked to come down and to learn, to make the unknown known. And as we learn, as we experienced what it was like to experience being human and to experience being all the different elements of life, because we've been through it all. We've been flowers, we've experienced that, we've experienced trees and nature, and we've experienced all facets of this creation to get us to human form today. As we experience these things, we put our experience through our creation into the universe. So it's almost like it's through us that the rest of everything is able to express. It's through us that, to put it really gently and beautifully, but not to confuse the fact that you're God. The source wants us to create an experience, because the source wants to experience. The source wants you to create beautiful music and beautiful noise and beautiful art and beautiful lovemaking and beautiful experiences. And the source wants you to experience those, because through experiencing those, the source experiences those. And every time you grow, you expand everything else. Every time you grow. So the Earth was created precisely for this reason, so that the rest of everything could experience what it was that we are experiencing. And we've been here a long time, a long, long time. So to put really simply, the 2012 shift has always been part of the Earth's experience in history. Was always going to be this way, because the shift from the third dimension to the fifth is an extraordinary energy shift, and it is going to put an extraordinary amount of energy into the universe that has never existed, because this has never been experienced before, and us living through that change has never been experienced before. So as we experience, it's going to extend out into the whole of everything else, and everything else will experience it, essentially putting a explosion of energy out there, almost like a vaccine for the whole universe, the whole of everything to experience. And we're riding the cusp of it, and it's a glorious time to be alive. So 212 was always planned. It's always been part of our experience. And so were the reptilians. And I want you to really know, as we're speaking about the reptilians, that you have to move from a place of fear into a place of love, because those reptilians are still us, because we're everything, right? So they are us, we are them. And we need to remember that we need to love them, because they are us. And the reptilians need to remember, because this is something that they've so forgotten. So as the reptilians were also a part of this great plan to bring us to this conflict point where we are now, where the human beings had to experience what it was like to really give up their freedom, to give up their sense of who they are, to get onto the cusp of the tyranny that we're about to march into. And it's going to come down primarily with the microchip and the debit card, because once that debit card's introduced and cash is no longer available, suddenly you have no options. You have no options. If that card's denied you at the supermarket, the only way you can get your food is to comply to whatever you're being asked to do. Suddenly you have no freedom. And that microchip that's going to be introduced has already been introduced in America. It's not so much the fact that you're going to be identified wherever you are, it's more the fact that in your body, and they're small, baby, they're like a third of a strand of hair now. You can put them in vaccinations and no one would even know, and that's exactly what they're doing. Those little microchips have the capacity to send electronic magnetic rays through your body, because they know we're all energy, to manipulate your energy field so they can control whether or not you're feeling apathetic, aggressive, sexual, angry, whatever. They can control you through your energy. And this is why we've got genetically modified food. This is why we've got shit in our water. This is why we've got all these ridiculous electrical poles and tetra whatever you would call them, electricity grids around the world, particularly near schools. Have you noticed this? Is because children are the ones they want to control the most, because their minds are the most easy to manipulate, hey? This is all because we're energy, and they know this. This is nothing's accidental, you know? So everything is there to manipulate our energy field. So back to 2012 and bringing this reptilian agenda in. So it's all part of the plan, okay? So the reptilian agenda right now, with the conflict of 2012 and the awareness that because vibration of the earth is getting quicker and quicker and quicker, and people are waking up and waking up because we're not so held to a certain consciousness anymore. It's almost like things are manifesting quicker, and all around the world people are waking up in their bedrooms, and it's a beautiful thing and a beautiful time to be alive as a result of that. Especially young people, you're waking up and it's the most amazing thing. That the earth, everyone's popping and the awareness is growing, and you can tell like the spirituality is increasing dramatically, and not in a religious format, but in a personal, I am me, I am free, thanks to David Icke, you know, mentality. What a beautiful book, I recommend it. That they have to now, in order to control the world and to create their new world order and their idea of world tyranny. That's what they're doing. That's what EU and the APEC and the Australian National Pacific and the United Nations and AU, all that shit is. The World Policing Force, the World Banks, to bring the world into such fear and chaos that we give away our entire freedom. Problem, reaction, solution, right? This is what you need to learn about. Problem, reaction, solution. They're going to create a problem, which they always do. They're going to facilitate the reaction, they're going to provide the solution, and they're going to do that by creating as much fear in this world as possible. Through war, through new airborne diseases that they're going to release, through food shortages, through an economic crash, through a police nation, through manipulated weather situations. They do have an ability to control the weather. They are going to use all of this all at once in the next 4 years, and the world's going to get a really chaotic place to live. But this, again, is even part of the plan, because we, throughout this crisis, need to form the contrasting desire to choose something better and something more. And that is to choose love and to wake up to the idea of that this does not have to be the way it is, people. We can wake up and change this. And indeed, this is why it's happening. So we do that. We have had to facilitate ourselves to such a crisis point that we get to a point where people like me are speaking to people like you, saying, wake up, it's time to enact your godness. And the first thing to do is start becoming aware. Grow your knowledge. Do your research. Ask the questions. Get onto YouTube. Get onto Google. Research intuitively. Just follow up links. Go places you've never thought you'd go before and understand more. Grow your awareness. Grow your awareness. So as the shift occurs, it's been planned for several different reasons. So we're going to bring us, the world's going to be brought into a lot of chaos and a lot of fear. And then we've got the climate changes adding a lot of death to that, and a lot of destruction and pain and fear. And a lot of people are going to leave the earth because they won't be a vibrational match. When that shift occurs, when you have prepared yourself and you're aware enough and you're standing in your heart and you're speaking up for what's true and you're speaking with courage and you're getting it out there and you're maintaining your heart, when you've got to that place and you survive the situation because you're prepared, then you're going to experience the most amazing transformation of this plane. There's going to be 12 days of light, and it's going to be beautiful as a whole star collapses and lights up our sky. There's going to be a martyr of brothers that have existed in protecting us for a long time and have intervened several times before, and they're going to be present and visible in the earth because we'll be vibrating at a different speed. And they come down to help rebuild us. And our teachers are going to become